All right, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. All right, how are we doing here? All right, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. All right. All right. Okay, I think we're good. So, let me just lower my mic volume a little bit by about a decibel. And hello everybody, welcome to this more unconventional live stream of mine that's going to only last an hour. Why? Well, two reasons. One, getting things ready for the stream was a bit more difficult than expected, and wasn't just the live stream itself, but also Plant Zoo, because as the title shows, I unfortunately could not finish the, at least code-named Paw Paw Town Wildlife Preserve in time for the end of this year, or at least for this live stream, because, well, I'm just going to show you all. Plant Zoo can be, it's not Plant Zoo itself, it's just some of the mods, and also, this game takes a lot longer. Making a good looking facility takes a lot longer than you might expect. And even here you can see I cut some corners. Like, this is supposed to be the zoo, like the park wall. It's basically a enclosure barrier with climb proofing for practicality's sake. Like, I'm still yet to place any trees or stuff here, or I'm not sure that would work in this case, but still. But I am here to show you all how things are going so far. This thing, I said in the thumbnail it's almost done, and I mean that in terms of speed, because the animal houses are what take the longest time to make. 2 of them are done, but I will start from the beginning, and I apologize for the slow frame rate, because, oh god, how is the playback on the stream? I mean that in terms of speed, because the animal houses are what take the longest time to make. 2 of them are done, but hold on, let me refresh the and I'm also going to just so there's not too much strain is put on my laptop, I'm going to make sure a few things are turned off. I turned off Discord and so on. Let me get my phone real quick, in case if I do get a message on Discord, important message on Discord. Okay, so back to this, and you can, like, on my end the frame rate is very slow, but that's only because I got so many programs out. And what OBS is doing is, okay, well actually I think it's looking on the frame rate for my laptop as well. The bitrate's good, it's just the frame rate might take a few depths or whatever. But for now, this is the Paw Paw Town Wildlife Preserve. That's, in terms of progress itself, it's more or less about 50% done. But once the final animal house is completed, it'll be made a lot faster, basically. So this is what I was making first, and this is what you saw in the last live stream, the administration building. I made a few tweaks to it. Like, this is meant to be sort of a budget saving thing in, like, the lore, but also as like a little nesting area for birds, you could argue. Unfortunately, one of my auditors is about to die of old age, unfortunately. And I know there's some animal issues here. It's just hunger and thirst. I still gotta figure out staff stuff. Yeah, but here we got an admin building. Don't know how the staff member gotten. Not. That's a guest. How did you get inside the admin building? This is for staff only. I'm not going to even bother, but yeah, this is, you know, yeah, I use basically it's a very simplistic design, but it gets the job done. Plaster, metal. This is actually meant to be more like a sort of like an almost cheap plastic cabin sort of look to it. This is supposedly a place that's like, think of this preserve as a mix of like a nature. It's basically like if you turned Big Cat Rescue, that former sanctuary in Florida, into like a nature camp sort of, with it having AZA approval and such. Like, if it, like, this place in the lore will always be able to get ASIA, American Zoo and Aquariums Association approval, but only just barely. Think of it akin to more like, I think a better comparison might be, in some instances, the Elephant Sanctuary of Tennessee. Think of it like that. But yeah, this here is supposed to be, like, the gift shop dining area and such. As you can see here. Yeah, this is like the dining hall area. I was originally hoping to get like a menu on here and such, but unfortunately I couldn't get that to work. So you just have to pretend that's the case. Yeah. But anywho. And like it took a while to get the look of this just right. And such. And to make like different bathrooms for the sexes and whatever. What I did was basically I took this this bathroom gender sign and I basically just rotated it into the wall so it would clip through the wall, but and you can kind of see it there to an extent. But what makes it work is that like now you can see like this is the men's bathroom, this is the women's bathroom and such. There are all use bathrooms in this place though. Don't worry, there are bathrooms for there are all gender bathrooms in this and such. But yeah, here we got Darling Domesticates as per usual. Sheep and goats here. Horses and camels here. That are meant to be rescues in the lore. And this here is supposed to be the theater. Where, like, you know, animal education lectures are given to, like, visiting schools and such. And I always have to make sure, like, I got the lights in here and such. The light order looks a little odd, I know, but... And these are supposed to be, like, monitors and such. With you could actually, like... You can actually put in, like, custom music, I believe, in this. In these speakers. And I think you can actually, like... add... Yes, you can actually do this in the PC version, which is really cool. I know I got the game paused right now, but... I'll put things into motion, as you'll see soon enough, and... What the... What's... And, like, again, I still got to put a few more, like, vending machines and such to make sure this wildlife park works from a gameplay perspective. Also, to reduce stress on the animals, in the lore, the wildlife preserve is only opened 4 days of the week, Thursday through Sunday. Open to any visitors, that is. This is not meant to be some like, actual... Again, think of it, this is actually meant to be almost also similar to, like, the Turpentine Creek Wildlife Reserve in Wildlife Refuge or Sanctuary in Arkansas. After a big cat rescue closed up shop, they moved a lot of their cats to Turpentine, from what I've heard. And, alright, let me just I'm going to refresh my, the YouTube preview page here. There we go, it's better. And now, as you can see here, this is meant to be the House of Small for like and that's because it's supposed to be a small mammal house. And like you have the sloth walk, the rescue sloths. This was planned from the beginning. The capuchins and capybaras. These were also planned from the beginning. As were the ring-tailed lemurs. However, wait, why is this... Hold on a second, let me just get that fixed. There we go, right? Yeah, that's how it should look. As you can see here, and I had to put a lot in that, because like I said, I spent like I think it was like 2 whole days, just almost non-stop working on the House of Small itself, because, like I said, I probably should have put in more crunch time earlier, but trust me, like, I really did what I could with this. And you can see here, like, this is supposed to, like, you got this sort of flat roofing here, but also a mix of, like, the plastic roofing here. Sort of cheap looking, but still meant to be more than enough to make it something that would still be provide good welfare and such. Because when it comes to zoos, either go big with, you know, stuff like ASIA approval or something similar, or just don't do it at all. But what was not planned from the beginning were racist macaques. And that's because originally, as well, the same goes for like the raccoons and skunks. Okay, we got raccoons here. There's supposed to be some skunks, like rescued skunks in a sense. There are striped skunks. So you're probably wondering where they came from. Originally, instead of macaques, skunks, and raccoons, there were supposed to be chinchillas, opossums, and Flemish rabbits, Flemish giant rabbits. All rescues in the lore, of course. Unfortunately, the mods I used for those critters crashed more than I preferred. Like, crashed the game more than I preferred. Like, even opening up Zoopedia pages and such, and that's a common theme as you'll all see going forward. But yes, so, and I, of course, as usual, need to... You know what? No, I got a better idea. If that's going to cause me so many problems, then I just recently got my phone from the solar charger, so let me just... Wait, what the... Ghostface versus Absolute Batman. Alright. Just saw that in my YouTube feed, but let me try this. Okay. Let me see here. Oh. It's looking pretty bad on versus Absolute Batman. Alright. Just saw that in my YouTube feed, but let me just put... Okay, actually, I don't think I'll need to worry about it like that. I was originally thinking about, like, closing out Firefox and such, but now, so long as yeah. Again, with, like, that's why I prefer, honestly, I honestly try stream, I actually kind of prefer to stream console games over PC ones, because while my laptop is a beast, hardware-wise, I just don't want to get too overwhelmed, you know? But yeah, like, this area here is supposed to be... hold on, checking this. So, like, yeah, so, like, at least in terms of most of these, like, there's supposed to be, like, a door here, to an extent, that is closed up seasonally during the winter, except for perhaps the skunks and raccoons, because, you know, I don't think they hibernate. I actually think I forgot if skunks hibernate or not. What? Sorry, I just, sometimes... Normally my ammo facts are on points, but I have to make sure I'm remembering things right sometimes. Not true hibernators in the winter. No, a second. They do extend up for extended periods of time. Okay, hold on a second. And, alright. Let's see here what we actually... one moment. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to watch a stream from my phone, because I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't... Yeah, that looks a little better. Alright, I'm just going to X out of Firefox here, and just have all of the resources... There we go. Now we should have a bit easier of a time. Okay, yeah, so... yeah, back to this. Alright, so let's take a look here. This is supposed to... Yeah, so this is the House of Small, in a sense. Try to give a cool, a neat-sounding name. For some reason, when I first made this, first put the critters in here, the ring-tailed lemurs kept on jumping into the capuchin and capybara paddock, and vice versa. Thankfully, I fixed things just enough to make sure it wasn't an issue, because, like, I used, like, the null. I looked up some tutorials, and I they told me, like, don't use the barriers. Use, like, those invisible... Don't use, like, the normal barriers. Use the invisible ones to create cool exhibits and such. And I'm like, yeah. Like, in Run why there's so much concrete, emphasis on concrete and, like, plastic walls. Like, I meant this place was supposed to look like it's on a budget, but is able to get by just enough to, you know, meet AZA. It's just enough so they could treat their animals very well and, you know, help as well as participate in some minor breeding programs, along with helping, as well as making sure they get the AZA's approval and such. Think of it like that. And now, this is what I've been working on literally all day. Like, relatives were visiting for New Year's Eve and such, and like, that was the only breaks I took today was to hang out with them, because, as well as to help prepare for the event. Outside of that, from sunrise to now, I was working on this, and I just finished it like an hour ago. Hence why I delayed the stream. And the story behind this, oh boy! Well, basically, this is the herpetology house. You know, herpetology study of non-bird reptiles as well as amphibians. And, you know, in here, like, these are supposed to be, like, these doors are supposed to be sort of fake. I used, like, the exhibits here. Here you have, you know, many of these in the lore are supposed to be, like, rescued exotic pets that could not be cared for anymore. So here, of course, you got, like, axolotls, you got your... And they do participate in... They do assist in Panamanian golden frogs in their reproduction, though, because they're actually pretty much extinct in the wild right now, or at least very critically endangered, which is why, you know, they help out... They sort of... In lore, they sort of help out other actual zoos, like the like Maryland Zoo in Baltimore and such, with the Panamanian golden frog, in terms of the lore for this upcoming plush series of mine, because this place, this wildlife sanctuary or preserve, is going to play a big role in the series. Which is why I've been spending, like, nearly a year making this. Like, it started out as the Glenberry Zoo, where, like, like, where originally the plan was, like, a humbled Audrey Bell Rose, you know, gets a job as, like, a minimum wage worker here, you know, in order for her to learn that, like, in order for her to learn not to treat, you know, poor people like shit. That kind of simple stuff, you know, after being kicked out of her rich family's home and so on. But, but because we stripped out the Hoonie Pop element from it, we're now going to try... it's now going to be a little bit different, but this is still going to play a major role in the series. Trust me. Yeah, so here you got green iguanas. I also had to change the amount of critters I got from, like, what was planned on the original Excel spreadsheet in order to make this work better in the game. Here you got hellbenders, which they help out in the conservation programs as well. Same goes for the diamond terrapin. Wait, where are they here? There's one. Yeah, again, this place is supposed to look like it's on somewhat of a budget, or they don't have the budget of, say, the Smithsonian Zoo, which is why they have, you know, like, a very concrete-looking enclosure, but it looks a lot better on the inside. Although I probably will get some, like, decorations on the walls here before I do the final showcase. But here we have a singular African sulcata tortoise that in lore is like a rescued pet that can no longer be cared for. I know there's not much in here, but this is supposed to be like a reptile amphibian house, so which is why, you know, trees aren't really an option. You know, like, originally I tried to, like, make, like, this half outdoors, like season being, like, some of these creatures being, you know, given seasonal outdoor access, but then I realized that that wouldn't be entirely necessary for, like, the reptile house, because, you know, you could just, like, use a bit of a sunroof. Speaking of, we have, next up, we have Asian water monitors, and these guys, okay, originally here, now, okay, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. You have Asian water monitors, as well as American alligators. Originally, there was supposed to be plans also here for, like, a Nile crocodile, spectacled caimans, and Nile monitors and savannah monitors, but I overestimated how much space they would need, so I had to merge. And not to mention how like my Nile crocodile and savannah monitor mods crashed the game whenever like I opened up, even trying to access the Nile crocodile and like the animal trade and that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, trying to scale it back a little bit. But when I tried that, so then I tried, okay, just spectacled caiman, American alligator, Nile monitor, and Asian clawed, Asian, what? Sorry, it probably wasn't healthy for me to just work on this all day, but Asian water monitor, yeah. So, but then I realized, oh wait, they have much bigger space needs than I intended. So then I was like, okay. So I then gave the Nile monitors and spectacled caimans the boot, and now we have 2 female American alligators here and 3 Asian water monitors here. 2 males and 1 female, I believe, right? 1 male, and 1... Where's the female at? Huh? Where's the female at? Huh? Again, like, the zookeepers, the keepers haven't gotten to their food yet, but hold on a second. Let me try and figure this out real quick. Where are the... Oh yeah, alligator snapping turtles too. Yeah, we have a few of those. She's still in transit, but yeah. Because, like, part of the original plan was that, like, in the lore, the Asian small... Actually, let me check the stream preview on my phone. Alligator snapping turtles too. Yeah, we have a few of those. Okay, yeah, so... So yeah, if you're wondering why there's so much water in here, this was originally supposed to be 2 crocodile enclosures and such. But, like, part of the reason, my reasoning for those choices of critters to go in here was because, like, there are, like, introduced populations of, like, spectacled caiman in Florida. Same goes for, like, Nile monitors. And part of this, like, sanctuary's mission is to, like, rescue, you know, specimens of invasive species that would otherwise get killed and give them a forever home here in the sanctuary. Sadly, that's not going to happen for any spectacled caimans now, nor Nile monitors, but the logic is supposed to apply for the likes of the racist macaques, for instance, because... No, those are ring-tailed lemurs. Racist macaques, because they actually, you know, they are by far the most prevalent introduced non-human primates in North America, or actually in the United States, because they, you know, we all know about the infamous populations in, like, Florida that are carriers of herpes. But there's also, you know, those recent escapees from South Carolina just earlier this month. So yeah, so in this continuity, at least, some of these macaques get rescued from similar awful research facilities and the like, and they're given a new home here. Meanwhile, for, like, raccoons and skunks, my plan for them is just, like, they're supposed to be either in the process of rehabilitation or are simply, like, too habituated to humans or too injured or given, like, or too seriously, you know, injured to be released back into the wild, like maybe one... Actually, I don't want to go into the details here, but you think about it like that for sort of. And again, meanwhile, and the same applies to the invasive species idea. Also applies to the likes of, you know, green iguanas in Florida, boa constrictors in Florida, I believe. I originally had plans for, like, red-eared sliders, but they would crash the game, so that was a no-go. But yeah, let's also... Here we got our alligator snapping turtles. I originally thought they were an exhibit animal, but I was wrong. So I got 2 of them here. They're supposed to be in the context of, like, being exotic pets whose owners were way over their heads. Like, making this enclosure was a real pain in the ass, because, you know, I wanted to try and get some water in here, but, you know, the enclosure is small, because the snapping turtles don't really require that much space, but actually I'd also make it look really good, and give more to, yeah, it's that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it for the... That is about it for the herpetology house. I'll probably add in more details in here. You know what? I might as well... But before I do any more of that, let's just see how this place runs for like a short while. It's 9:33. Yeah, we got some time. And again, like, I know the animals are hungry, but we're supposed to have a keeper helping out. Hold on, let me take a look here. Close the game again, and... Alright. 2 keepers for animal houses. Alright. Alright. I really wish we could try and, pinpoint where each member is. Benny Fine. Yeah. And again, like, I put a pause on working on Rescue Pathway, aside from, like, introducing the quarantine and such, and, like, here I cleverly worked, like, a transformer generator into here, like, sort of like a generator building into the trade center. But yeah, in order to meet, like, power requirements and such, I had to use some transformers, which I know in the game don't run off of renewable energy, but I like to pretend that they do, because transformers can work with solar panels, I believe. But yeah, I had to make sure it was just enough to make sure, all the lights and such were turned on. And again, like, Rescue Pathway isn't done yet. I still got tons of critters I need to add in. I'm going to pull up the Excel spreadsheet. I haven't modified it, but there are still animals I need to put in there. Let me move this over to my other external monitor now. Alright, so, we got, we still have the likes of... And I also opened up a second, like, a sheet as well, like, and then ordered them here in zoo section. So, like, and I also gotta make the rescue aviary. So, like, after, like, tomorrow, I'm going to be working on the rescue aviary. I'm going to build it here. And then after that, this entire rest of this section here is going to be, like, the rest of Rescue Pathway. So, like, critters, like, Gemsbox from New Mexico, as well as, rescued mute swans that are otherwise an invasive species, a single rescued sloth bear from the pet trade, some rescued spotted hyenas, similar origin, some timber wolves, rescued white-tailed deer that can't be released back into the wild, and so on and so forth, whereas, Rescue Aviary is going to have stuff like, rescued wild peafowl, rescued parrots, and so on. Like this, with the parks, and one of the park's objectives is, like, better educate people about, like, how you shouldn't own, like, super exotic animals as pets. Instead, you just go to a shelter. Unless if, let's say, unless if, like, I don't know, you're, like, a super expert or something. I know there's plenty of reptile keepers and such, and many actual good ones as well, of YouTube channels I do watch. That's not meant to be an attack on them at all. It is not meant to be an attack on them at all. What it's actually meant to be is sort of like, basically, the message is supposed to be like, hey, if you want to have a pet animal, like, there's plenty of shelters out there. Go there. Don't try and order, like, a tiger off of some shady catalog. That's what the message of this is supposed to be, in a sense. But yeah, like, at one point, the red foxes and such were actually attracting protesters here because, like, the keepers just could not literally keep up. So let me just take a look here. Rescue Pathway. Yeah, we're actually going to need a lot more keepers, because we might be actually seriously understaffed. So let's go 1, 2, especially for Rescue Pathway, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just hit the play button there to make sure this mess doesn't happen again. Alright, let's just give them Rescue Pathway plus Aquatic Destinations. They are part of the same work zone. I also still remember back to, like, at the start of this year when I originally planned on this being, like, made in Zoo Tycoon 2 Ultimate Collection. The game just crashed and the save file was corrupted. I was just basically decided, fuck it, I'm going to get Plant Zoo instead. Granted, there's not really much potential for, like, modding many prehistoric creatures in here, although I do have some of those mods installed for the fun of it. But yeah, so now they are all part of Rescue Pathway, so they shouldn't have any more of those problems. Let's take a look here. We got our 2 foxes. Yeah, these foxes are supposed to be like rescues in the lore as well that are like too injured to be released. There's the wild and Jesus. I know. Yeah. Our small quad otters are starting to die a lot as well. So let's try and actually... No, let's get another rescue real quick. Asian small clawed otter. Custom seizure, rescue. Yeah, let's get this as a rescue. I mean, custom seizures could also work too if they're being owned illegally. Let's go with that, actually. And let's send it to a quarantine. Also, like, Paw Paw Town Wildlife Preserve is not going to be, like, the final name of this place. But, also, let me check the string preview. Also, like, Paw Paw Town Wildlife Preserve is not going to be, like, the final name of this place. Alright, there we go. But, anywho, we're going to just take a look here now. And, what else? What was I going to say? Yeah. But, yeah, so, like, you know, for, like, again, originally, I thought the place was going to be a lot bigger because I also have this large area of land here. But I'm probably going to get rid of it in the final version and just have, like, the preserve be, like, about this big. Because, again, this place is supposed to look like it's on a budget and how it can't take in every, you know, abused exotic pet. Again, because this is not meant to be like a big zoo. It's meant to be more of a wildlife sanctuary where, you know, people are only allowed, like, visitors are only allowed 4 days of the week. And again, like, I'm being probably very generous considering, you know, like in the elephant sanctuary in Tennessee, you know, in keeping to their principles, that sanctuary doesn't allow any visits in person at all for guests because, you know, elephants are very complex creatures that, you know, deserve extra amounts of respect. Jeez, hold on. Have they filled up their water bowl yet? Where is that water bowl at? Water bowl. Where's the water bowl at? Did I forget a water bowl? Let's take a look here. Huh. Well, Christ, that was my bad. I apologize. Let's just get to the... Let's grab a quick water bowl. Alright, hopefully this works. Animal's thirsty, animal's hungry. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's add some keepers here too, because we're going to need a lot more keepers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll assign these guys to Darling Domesticates. Actually, I'll assign 2 of them to Animal Houses, 3 of them to Darling Domesticates. Actually, no. 2... Okay, you'll be assigned to Entrance and Darling Domesticates. You will also be assigned to Entrance and Darling Domesticates. You'll be assigned to Animal Houses. You will be assigned to Animal Houses. And you will be assigned to Animal Houses. Yeah. Now, come on. You gotta deliver them. You know what? Okay, first of all, you... Come on. Actually, you need to be in... You need to visit the Keeper hut first. What am I thinking? Disease animals discovered? Let's take a look. Alright, let's take... Ah! Good job! Another one? Alright then. Intruder alert! Hold on. Okay, not in a long time. As well as this one. Hold on a second. Jeez, come on. Alright. At least they're enjoying that. Oh, okay, this is a surprise hit. Originally, like, the reason this pathway is so wide is because, like, I originally expected this to be a lot bigger. Like, it meant to be part of the outdoor plan, but it never really worked out. In a long time. Come on, we got work to do. You know what? I'm going to need to get even more keepers in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to need like a bunch of them for this, especially. Actually, no, hold on a second. Let's just get them all. Alright, actually, you are going to go to Rescue Pathway. You four, on the other hand, are going to go to animal houses. Alright, there we go. Alright, actually, let's take a look at, like... Alright. Negative impact on guest. Ignore the solar panels. Everything else looks good. Security and crime. What's wrong with this? Looks like we're gonna need a mechanic to handle that. Education coverage. Guests' needs. Happiness is not looking very good in these areas. Look, I'm gonna get benches eventually, okay? What time is it? 9:46, yeah. Anywho, I might as well use this time to explain. Let me scooch back up. How Comma Fauna is going to go. Like, again, I want the first episode to be out by the end of spring, so like June at the early June at the latest. And this plush series is supposed to be more of like an action, a superior show with a leftist bend, because you know, think more classic Spider-Man, like the Raimi movies in a sense. And oh no. The last thing we need is protesters coming in. Okay. Okay then. Where are the keepers going at? Okay. Alright, time to find the keepers at. Look, the food stuff, I understand, but please, where... Jeez. How... Is there a way I can pinpoint keepers? Staff. There's gotta be staff. Ah, here we are. Ah, this is an easy way to find them. What are you doing? Okay, great! Now do your job, please! Come on! Are you... You've got to be shitting me. That's all you're doing? There we go. Finally. That was close. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah, shit. Okay, first of all... Oh, first of all... Actually... Okay, where's the infighting? What's what infightings? What are they talking about? I can't find them. Not yet, Mr. Wanapong. I'm still figuring things out there. You had a good run. You had a good run. I would say, can we have an F in the chat, but that sounds a little too disrespectful. Yoda! Oh, you've got to be... How many times does this always have to happen? What? I thought the ammo escaped. Oh. Must just be a glitch. As for you, though... Are there any vets assigned to... Okay. Where are the vets at? Vets. Vendors. Vets. Ah, that must be why. Alright, let's add a few more vets and a few more veterinarians in here. Alright. 1, 2. Alright, you're part of animal houses, and you're part of animal houses. There we go. It's supposed to be like employees area only area. Didn't put lives there. I'm aware. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You got water now. Right here. You know what? Are you... It's not been filled? Are you joking? Alright then. My hand... That's it. My arms have been... That's it. My arms have been, my hands have been tied. There we go. Drink. Alright. Alright, now let's just place this one here. Alright, where's the last one? And you go right here. There we go. Animal's hungry. What fighting are they talking about? Okay, I'm guessing that's the reason. 1, 2 of them. Alright, fine. You know what? Fine, I'll send that animal to his trade center and trade out to a different zoo then. If that's what'll make him happy. It has to be like 1 male and 1 female. Almost to nothing else. Otherwise, there will be fighting. Nope. Let me try that again. I can actually imagine that being like a oh, barnacles. But I can actually imagine that being like something the wildlife park would run into trouble with at times. You know, just trying to make sure it can handle all of the animals it takes in. And make sure it doesn't have too much on its plate. Animal is hungry. Alright. God, why haven't they... Jesus Christ, why... Cleanliness, then why is... Actually, the smell there actually makes a bit of sense because, you know, ring-tailed lemurs, especially the females, are known to use, like, those special scent glands on their arms, so... That, in a way, makes some sense, at least. That's a... Actually, you know what? First of all, I need to change the work zones a little bit. So, Darling Domesticates, I'm also going to add this as part of the work zone as well. Same goes for animal houses. I'll also include this too. And then Darling Domesticates, I'll put that in as well. That should make things a little bit easier for the staff. 9:55, yeah. Again, the place is about 50% done in terms of progress. But again, once I finish the aviary, things will go by a lot faster, I swear. Because after aviary, I'll just need to set up, you know, rescue pathway, make those much larger, get easier to make enclosures, put a bunch of trees in here, and then we'll be pretty much done, outside of some minor details. Oh, and it requires repair. Oof, that ain't looking good. Hold on, where are our mechanics at? Mechanics. Let's reassign this one to animal houses and this one to entrance/Darling Domesticates. Hungry. Wait, do we not have a food bowl in here? Okay, I'm actually kind of shocked. No, we do have a food bowl. No, it's a water bowl. I guess we don't have a food bowl after all. Rotten food. Oh god, yeah, that needs to be changed. As a safety measure. Habitat. Feeding stations. Enrichment items. Let's find ring-tailed lemur real quick. Ring-tailed lemur. Block of frozen fruits. Let's try this. Hey, it's me! Hey everybody, it's me! Wait, where'd my eyes go? Oh, never mind. There they are. There I am, Gary! There I am! Okay, That'll hold him over for now. Alright. Let's move this small clawed otter over here. Like, I remember making... This was the... Aquatic Destination was the very first part of the set of enclosures I made. And I think I did a pretty good job with it. You know. In terms of design. Alright. Alright, things are going well again. That's good. And the stream's just about over, so let's just take a look around here. Everything's good. Also, like, a word of advice I just recently learned. Make sure to utilize, where are they? Utilize these. These are Vista points. If you are able to get, like, they help out with item focuses and such, and I think they're supposed to, they mainly help out the guest's AI. Granted, they don't always work, but it's still worth a shot. Actually, this reminds me, I need to get, educators. Yeah, we need educators in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you will work in animal houses, as well as you, and we're missing somebody, as well as you. Having a queue to use this facility. Again, I also snuck in a keeper hut and a staff room in order for him to not feel exhausted, like, as sort of like, think of them as like the backstage areas in a way. Yeah, there's a little gap here to make sure people don't climb over the fences and such. And so far I think we're doing pretty well. So yeah, it's now 10 o'clock at night. Let's just do one last look around the place. We're now in year 12. I just gotta make sure that, like, hopefully by the end of the week I'll have a better looking facility. It'll be all done. And then after that, I'll probably do one last live stream and... Uh-oh. Let's box up the animal. And... Okay, actually, let me try this real quick. Get a vet. Let's go. There we go. And now... Yeah, take your time. Oh, no, there's no rush. Take all the time you need. Alright. Everything looks pretty decent so far. I just gotta make the aviary, and then finish up Rescue Pathway. And once that is done, it means gonna be less of a pathway, more of a cluster, but you know what I'm saying. And then, once that's all done, just touch up with a bunch of trees and such, a bit more decoration, but not too much, because again, this place is supposed to look like it's on a budget. The navigation timeline. Yeah, so now, again, I know the average guest needs aren't very good in terms of stats and such, but again, like, once all that's done, I'll make one last live stream that'll be like full length as like a showcase of the place. And then, I'll utilize this in like a teaser trailer for the Combo Fauna series. So that's it for me. That's it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah. And more information on Combo Fauna will come up in the later live streams for January. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody, and Happy New Year.